In stage 2, we're going to open up the text file in the root folder. So you have your images folder, your style CSS sheet. You created the typography.html. I think in the last video I called it typography1. I'm going to double click on the typography text file. And I'm going to select edit and select all, and then edit copy to copy all of the text, then switch to my typography.html file. So I want to paste, make sure that you're pasting the text in the design view, not in the code view. So in your design pane, I'm going to go to edit, paste. And then you'll see the text show up in the code view as well. Notice that all of your text is within the body tag. So there's the opening body tag, and then the closing body tag in the code pane. You'll also notice that there are these line break tags, and we're going to be replacing those tags with paragraph tags because we don't have any paragraphs showing up on our text right now. Go to the Find menu at the top of your screen, and then go to Find and Replace in Files. Then you will see, if you don't see it, type in the code for the line break, and you want to make sure that you select in the current document. Then in the Find and Replace area, so you want to find every instance of the line break tag and replace it with your paragraph tags. So start with the closing tag, and then type in your opening tag, and then click Replace All. Now you will see the paragraphs have been inserted and they're showing up in design view. And then you can also see the paragraph tags showing up in code view. You'll see down below your screen at the bottom area in the search panel, it's showing you every time that find and replace has occurred. So every instance where that line break tag has been replaced with the paragraph tags. So once you see that, you can refresh your screen if you're not seeing the paragraph show up. You can go to your options menu, and then I'm just going to go ahead and close this tab group right now since I don't need it anymore. Now go to your window, and we're going to use the Common toolbar. Select Toolbars and make sure that Common has a check next to it. Then put your cursor inside the code pane, and you'll see some icons appear on the Common toolbar. And then you want to look for your formatting icon. So look for Format Source Code, click on that, and then select Apply Source Formatting. And that's just going to clean up your code for any extra spaces or indents so that it looks a little bit cleaner. Now we want to add some heading styles. So select that first title, Special Characters and Typography in Design View, then go to your Properties panel, and mine is down below my screen. If you don't see it, go to Window, Properties to bring that up, and then you can look under Format, and you can select paragraph or the different headings. So then we're going to select heading 1 because this is our main title for our content. Then we're going to format H2 and H3 subheadings. So for the next subheading, it's the quotes and related characters. I want to select heading 2. Then for the quotation marks, that's another subheading within quotes and related characters. So I'm going to select heading 3. And I'm going to do that for apostrophes, inch and foot marks, hyphens and dashes, and you can go through and assign all your headings. When you get to special characters, assign that with the heading 2 style, and then use heading 3 on all of those subheadings within the special characters section. When you get to resources, assign heading 2 for your resources. Now scroll to the top, and the first paragraph after our heading 1, we are going to assign as a block quote. So select that text in the design view, then use your properties panel to select your block quote formatting. So you'll see when you hover over that icon on the right that it says block quote. So click on that button, and now it's added an indent because now it's going to format it as a block quote. So remember, the block quote is one of the semantic markup examples. Next, select the text Ogilvy on advertising in the design view. Then select Control right click on your keyboard and select Wrap Tag. If you don't see Wrap Tag as an option, you may see Insert HTML. You can select Insert HTML first, and then you can select Wrap Tag after you've done that. So when you select Wrap Tag, it gives you some code hints, and I want to use a citation code. So I'm going to type in CIT, which is an abbreviation for the citation, and then you'll see the cite text show up in the hints. I'm going to hit return, and then it's going to add that cite tag to the highlighted text of Ogilvy and advertising. And now you can see in code view it's added the opening and closing citation tags, and Ogilvy on advertising is showing up as italicized. Now I want you to select God is in the details in that block quote text. Include the period but not the quote marks. Control right click again on that text and select Wrap Tag. And this time we are going to select the quote tag. So type in Q and then hit return again, and that adds the quote tags. So you'll see in the code view that it already has a quote tag added to it. So now it has double quote tags. You can't see that in the design view. Sometimes design view doesn't show how things are going to look on the browser. So if I switch to live view, you can now see that there's a double set of quotation marks. So what I want to do is delete the extra quote marks. So the ones that say the ampersand quote in the code view, I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And now in live view, I only see one set of quote marks, and I can switch back to design view for further visual editing. So that's just good to know that it's good to toggle back and forth from design and live view so you can see a better view of what it's going to look like on the browser. You can also always check your code to see if you have any tags that are unnecessary or repeated. So it's always good to check both your code and your live view as well as the design pane. In the next section, we are going to be, the textbook tutorial has a section on marking up abbreviations in code view, and what the textbook does is it goes through the section with the ANSI abbreviation and allows you to format that in code view as an abbreviation so you can see the full name highlighted once you hover over it. I am just going to skip over that because I don't feel like it's super important for you right now unless that's something you want to use on your final project websites. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that. If you want to know how to do that, you can view a previous video. I can give you the link to that if you want to see the video on how to do that, or follow the instructions on the textbook under markup abbreviations in code view. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that. And that would bring us to page 82 on the 2019 version of the Against the Clock textbook for Dreamweaver. And that's for formatting with strong and emphasis elements. So we're going to go ahead and skip over and do that. So with your typography HTML file still open, go to your preferences up in the top, go to Dreamweaver and select preferences up next to the Apple menu, and then look at the general category. In the editing options, make sure that use strong and M in place of bold and italic is checked. So we want to make sure that your browsers are going to use the strong and emphasis tags instead of the bold and italic tags, because they will be more clear for the screen readers and the search engines, and it will be more accessible. So go ahead and apply that. If it's not checked, go ahead and check it and then click apply. And then we can close that pane. Now we want to go to the quotes and related characters and select the end dash section. Select the word not in that paragraph, and then use the properties panel to click the bold button. So now when you see in the code pane, instead of showing the bold tags, it's showing the strong tags because we selected that we wanted to use the strong tags in place of the bold tags. In the next paragraph, the M dash section, select the words more authority, click on the italic button in the property panel, and then you'll see in the code view the M or emphasis tags are used in place of the italic tags. Go ahead and save your changes, and then we'll move on to stage 3.